My father is marrying a girl around my age. How do I deal? Edit. Thank you all for the advice, experience and support. There are too many comments now for me to answer, but I'd like to share with you that I am nervous for the encounter, but I just want my father to be happy with whomever it may be. I just have my doubts and worries, but your experiences helped me. And yes, I have never told him this straight up as it is not his problem. I can only control my reaction and do not expect him to give up everything because I am uncomfortable. I would never demand something like that. I can only control myself. And he does whatever he does. Thank you all and good night. So I will try to be as clear as possible, but basically I F26 don't know how to deal with this and can't seem to get peace of mind. My father is 60 and is marrying a 30-year-old. I have 3 half-sister of 34, 30 and 8. We have 3 different moms and my dad was married twice including my mom. Both divorced were terrible, and while making me guess he was getting married he jokingly said, "Well, y'all are not getting married so I guess I'll do that." Ha ha, which was quite rude. My older sisters had a rough time growing up and the divorce gave them a bad time while they were kids. The divorce with my mother was quite rough and took 3 years. So me and my sisters are kinda off-put by marriage and have chosen not to do so. When he told me about his girlfriend he made sure I knew what age she was. He told me that he didn't know at first and was shocked when they got to know each other. He also explained that she is kind, calm and sweet to him. But also that he is glad she doesn't have any baggage, aka kids or ex-husbands. Kind of rude. I feel highly uncomfortable around her as I have friends her age. Everyone is so happy and organizing the wedding but me. My sisters are more accepting but I feel like a stick in the mud. How do I cope with this? Please share me your experience. Or any words that might give me new perspective because I am stuck. Man, all I know is that you have a new sibling on the way soon. What does your dad add to your life? Just because he's your dad doesn't mean you need to approve of his choices, or even have him in your life. He sounds like a jerk, and his fiancée will realize that too at one point. I'm 30. My dad's girlfriend is 30. And here's a super fun kicker: we both have the same first name. I totally know how you feel. The good news is that you are an adult now and don't really need him for much, so just keep on keeping on. This woman is not the first and probably won't be the last. Same for the baby. You get to choose how much or little to invest in that child with the knowledge that there is a good chance at some point the mom might take off with full custody. This doesn't really affect you except one more validation that your father doesn't really have it together and you need to keep your expectations in check. I would handle this situation by realizing your dad is a very messed up individual and distancing myself from him and what sounds like it will be a dumpster fire of a relationship. And therapy. Lots of therapy. He will probably never change and learn from his mistakes and be a better father and role model. So acceptance and distance honestly seem like the best options for your own sanity. Why don't you just marry a man his age? Be neutral if not happy for him. Negativity and judgment only brings more of it down the line. As an adult yourself, if you don't want to support your dad, then you don't have to kindly bow out of the situation. I find it a bit cringy that he's marrying a woman 30 years his junior and wouldn't be able to stomach that, but a phone call here and there isn't too bad to keep in touch. I don't know how close you are to your dad, but he doesn't sound all that nice and fatherly to me. In the case of your 2 other siblings, if they are on board with it, let them be. This is about you and how you feel. Don't let anyone tell you different. You don't have to be okay with people's decisions and actions even if they are family. It's unusual, but your dad's dating life really isn't your business. Do you think your dad should have a say over who you date as an adult? If not, then return the favor. Wish him well. You're an adult and so is your father. His choices don't have to be yours. Enjoy your own life and wish him the best with his. I get that it's weird that she's only a few years older than you and younger than some of your half-sisters. That said, she is 30. She's an adult and she decided for whatever reason to be with your dad. Age gap aside, your dad seems like an asshole in general and it sounds like you don't respect him, which honestly, I wouldn't either if I were in your shoes. I think your relationship with your dad is the bigger issue than his girlfriend age. Lol at the people saying you have to accept it. If my dad married someone my age, I'd bounce on that relationship too. It really depends on your relationship with your dad though. Since he seems like a jerk and you aren't close, I advise you to keep a distance that's comfortable to you. You don't owe them anything. I'd say feel sorry for your dad's bride and be cordial. It's pretty toxic on your dad's part, and his fiancée is on notice that his track record is terrible. You can't save people from their bad decisions. Continue to keep them at arm's length and watch the slow-motion car wreck at a distance. I'm more worried for that poor woman. Your dad sounds like a sexist, narcissistic ass. My parents got divorced when I was 21. I am now 40. Since the divorce, my dad has only dated early 20s black women who are strippers, and over half are named Tiffany. No, I am not racist, it's just a specific type he dates. IDKY, or even how he pulls it off. It was weird as hell at first, but he is my dad. I think you have some notions that are worth dispelling. My dad is happy, I accepted him for who he is. If he's happy, I'm happy. They're consenting adults. You are an adult now. You are not a child. Dating people close to your age doesn't mean your father is dating children. Honestly, I feel bad for the GF. I don't know what she's thinking. And you said she makes 3x as much as him. I wonder if she knows what she's getting into. It's up to you if you want to have a relationship with them or not. Do what makes you happy. I am in a very similar situation with my dad. My dad is in his mid-60s and engaged to a woman in her early 30s. She is only a couple years older than I am and the same age as my husband. She is also in a very extreme and oppressive religion that is different from his, basically a cult, and has a young daughter that will live with them. It's been extremely upsetting. I am just now starting to come to terms with this because there is nothing I can do that will convince him that she isn't right for him. He has also been married 6 other times and the fiancé doesn't know about it, which adds another layer to this insanity. I think the best thing to do is either distance yourself from him or try to move past it. Don't let this ruin your relationship if you think it's worth saving. He's going to be in a nursing home by the time that kid hits college. Disgusting. What's even the point of doing that? Why? Dude. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to, get over it. My dad's wife is a lot closer to my age than his. That in itself isn't a problem, although now that he's in his 70s and not in great health the cracks are sort of showing. The bit that is important to me is that she is a decent human being, good to my dad, and he is happy. Ignore the bits you find rude, that is you getting upset because you're not happy. Is he happy? Is she a decent person? If so, then it's his business. Even if not, it's not really your business unless he is incapable of making his own decisions. If you have problems with him because of your childhood, sort those out separately. Don't put a bigger wedge between you by blaming his marriage, which you can't control anyway. Honestly, you're all adults. You don't depend on him for anything. You don't need to have anything to do with them if you don't want to. I do think that you need to recognize this as a you problem though. They aren't causing this difficulty, it's simply you being uncomfortable with it. I would suggest trying to get to know her. Maybe you'll discover that you get along really well and the fact that she's sleeping with your father will just be a weird creepy side note. Maybe you discover that you don't like her at all and that will make it really easy to avoid both of them until they split up. Nothing annoys me more than when people waste others' time, life, fertility, etc., usually people their own age, and then settle down with someone half their age. Piss off, cradle robbers. How much is your dad worth is what I am wondering. 2 consenting adults. I don't see the issue. You have to come to terms with it. Your dad is a goddamned mess, and his choices in life do not reflect on the life you're building for yourself. View him as a cautionary tale, to help you know what not to do. Go to therapy if you can. By remembering that she is not a girl but an adult woman. I'm going through something similar. I'm 28 female and my father is with a woman who is like 31. Or 32 now, I can't remember. My husband is 32 and I know she's younger than him. No advice because I haven't really had to figure out how to be okay with it since he disowned me as soon as I found out, and there's been a lot more shit to unpack without even factoring in her age lol. At least the sentiment that you're not alone might be comforting. Hugs. Less than 3. You are an adult. Behave like nay. Fucking ew. Why are men like this? You don't have to be her bestie, you do you dude. Be happy for your dad. You don't have to treat your potential stepmom like the Queen of England. But you must remain respectful. I am 63, and happily married, but if God forbid something should happen to my wife, I will find me a good woman 6 months later, and get married. Normal for adults is a happy, healthy, and committed relationship. You do need more perspective here. It isn't your dad's problem that he found someone, it's yours. If you want to make your dad feel his age, when she's around, say stuff like, "Hey, remember when was on TV? Gee, I loved that show." And reminisce about TV, movies and fads from when you were both young. You might end up feeling more comfortable around her than he is. Have you ever considered your dad as both a toxic person and toxic to your health? It's a hard thought deciding to cut a parent out of your life, but at this point it doesn't sound like a bad option for you. My parents' divorce was rough and hostile, so I too am put off on the subject of marriage. If you're not comfortable, then you're not comfortable. Don't force yourself to act happy or excited when you're not. Distance yourself. Tell them the truth. Honestly, the fact they're going to have a kid worries me. But otherwise the age gaps don't matter, they're both adults. The issue isn't the age of his new partner. Assuming they are consenting adults, age shouldn't be considered. Are they happy? That's the question you should be asking. The issue is that it seems that he was a crap father. The age of his new partner doesn't affect that at all. It wouldn't bother me, but my parents were 39 and 51 when I came along, and it was their third marriage each. I am 9/10, including my half-siblings, or one-half full sibling. Age is irrelevant. I dated a 29 years old at 16 and my parents were okay with it. Just be honest and ask her point blank, "Why are you with my dad? He's double your age." Maybe she can give you a good answer. Your dad is a creep. I am so sorry. I have friends with very similar stories and it's hard for them, too. Just remember, he's a creep and you don't have to put up with him if you don't want to. None of it is your fault. He is not marrying a girl your age. He is marrying an adult woman your age. Maybe try to be an adult yourself will fix your feelings. It is his choice to marry who he wants. You are grown and it is your choice to be part of their life. Do you? They are both grown up, so what's the issue? Does she make him happy? Are they happy? Maybe deal by being a grown up. WTH, is your dad rich or something? Parents often fail and some do in a big way. Perhaps you just are angry with your dad. Your feelings are valid, but you can't change the past. It is what it is. I'm not going to judge your father. He might be screwed up in the past but not today. I don't know. But only you are experiencing. See your feelings. The pain is all yours, and that's what you need to focus on so it doesn't destroy your health and energy. I've had similar very strong feelings about my parents for different reasons, and it's taken me a long time to realize how angry I've been about it. About a 60 versus 30? Not the first time. She is 30 and I would consider that a mature age to make her decisions. If it's true love, then good. I would give her a chance as long as she acts in a supportive manner. My guess could be that he is not marrying her for love but for companionship. The reason I say that is because my husband's ex-wife was much younger, I think about the same age difference. He divorced her because she was abusive and got physical with her abuse. I asked him once why he married her and his answer was, because she liked me. Why do I get the vibe he likes a creepy pattern of having a wife get her preggo then divorce, or is this just bad marriage luck? Any good luck op? I'd say try to relax and think of her as a civil human that's part of that family. Kind of rude. What? You want your father to have the extra baggage of extra kids and ex-husbands? I am not quite sure I understand that. Children that come along in mix and match marriages are a stressor on those relationships. Why would you want him to have more stressors? Have you explained to her how inheritance tax works? Well, I am 18 and my ex-BFF is 18 and she has an on and off relationship with my sperm donor, 43. I don't know the fine details, but I kinda just ignored it and currently have no contact. If it makes you that uncomfortable, I suggest the same. Well, you can be uncomfortable, but it's not your life or marriage. It is odd and kinda weird, but just roll with it. Is your dad rich, or does he have a high life insurance? I smell gold digger. Get kinky. I see a lot of people here like, if they have a baby, it'll be fatherless because he'll pass early. This is false. 60 is not 100. And I want to point out that parents can also die at 25 or at 35 or 45 of a bunch of different things. Now, your father may be impulsive in those things and relationships, but this is his issue, not his new girlfriend's. I'm sure she's highly nervous about you not accepting her. It takes time, but try to respect and accept even if you don't quite understand her.